take full responsibility and choose to discipline yourself when you start getting some negative thoughts and negative thinkings. Discipline yourself to acknowledge the negative thoughts and stop it in its track and say, hey, I'm going to take this is not true. I'm going to take full responsibility. Any negative thoughts, beliefs will eventually come out in your behavior, in your words. So it's a very good thing to start being proactive right now. So you catch yourself criticizing, judging yourself, or judging other people. Stop doing that. That is so unbeneficial to every area of your life, and you really want to disarm judgment and disarm a lot of negative things in your life. Stop judging yourself and stop judging other people. When negative thinking comes, like I said, just catch it and say, catch it, acknowledge it. This is not true. You got to make a statement. This is not true. This is not my highest and best self right now, and I will take full responsibility for the way I'm thinking, for this negative thoughts, for these negative overanalyzing, and the negative conversations I'm having about somebody else or myself. Just acknowledge it and become aware of it, and take responsibility and replace it with something more positive and more empowering, and use powerful words in your thoughts and your conversations. Give yourself the power to have the power to be in control of you. And that's how you do it. You don't do it by sitting and overanalyzing, overthinking, and judging people and having negative conversations with yourself and other people. Just because a negative thought pops up doesn't mean you have to give your life and your integrity to it. Be very mindful. This is the next step, is to be very mindful of what you give your attention to, because where you put your attention, you put your energy. That contributes to how you see the world, yourself, how you communicate with yourself, your beliefs, your attitude, and how you're eventually going to create your life. I mean, you're creating your life right now, so why not be mindful of the words and the conversations you're having with yourself? It is very important to be mindful of the words and the things that we are communicating with people as well. When we put our focus, where we put our focus creates a dialogue in our inner world, and that will eventually manifest in the outer world through our thoughts and our words. You have direct control over your mind right now, more than you even think. So you have to direct your mind diligently. Here's some ways you can direct your mind on a day-to-day basis. Every morning I get up, I meditate every morning, every night. I'm very addicted to it because it's had such great effect on my life and my mindset and my performance and my energy and my focus. So here's some ways you can start directing your mind and start shaping it for, better thought process, mental discipline, thinking, and mindset. Is read, if you're religious, read some scripture. If you're spiritual, in the morning, carry them around with you in the afternoon, take a few minutes and do it at night. But read scripture, read personal development, read your spiritual development, read affirmations, meditate, go over your goals and your values daily. These are some things you can do right now to start directing your mind more diligently, and that is, again, is read some scripture. If you're religious, if you're a believer and that's your faith, do scripture, in the morning and before you go to bed. Have something pop on your phone in the middle of the day to read. Read personal development. I love personal development, leadership development. I love spiritual development. Affirmations, meditate, go over your goals and values. And if you don't have any goals or values set or written on paper, I'm telling you what, right now, that will have a huge impact on your life. I've always had goals, but I've never really went over my goals and been obsessed with my goals and look at my goals and read them as much as I have ever done in my life as I do like right now. Okay. And your goals are really going to direct and influence your behavior and your attention. And with your goals, you've got to have your values next to it. And if you don't know what core values are, these are the things that really, they dictate your behavior. They dictate almost everything you do. And when you go over them every day and remind yourself of what you are, the chances of you getting better in this area is really going to improve. I cannot tell you enough on how important it is to have written goals and values. So write those down. Those are some simple little things that you can do. Well, they're not simple little things. Well, they're simple, but they have a huge impact. Get those goals. Figure out what your goals are and your values, and do the meditation, do those affirmations, because the way you direct your mind, you direct your life. Okay. The next step is to eliminate distractions. Like, seriously, I know we have to fight for our focus and our attention to get things done because of technology and all the things that, if you're an ambitious individual, you've got a family, you've got children, you've got businesses, you have to really get disciplined in this areas, and that's eliminate distractions. And what are some of the distractions I'm talking about eliminating? And that is gossiping. That is not good for your mindset at all. And when I'm talking about that, because when people are gossiping, what are they doing? They're using they're using very disempowering words that are not good to even listen to. So eliminate gossiping. Don't allow people to complain and blame to you. Seriously. I mean, people, I will let people vent to me, but there's got to be a solution. I'm not a dumping ground for blaming and complaining. That's not healthy. And so I don't do it. And I'm not going to let anybody else do it to me. And I of course, people have got to be able to feel safe and come to you and share things. That's important to have that. But blaming, complaining constantly is just not going to solve anything. It's not good for your mindset and your confidence and your belief. So, don't respond. Another thing is eliminating distractions. Don't respond to things immediately. You can respond to things when it's convenient for you. And you don't have to respond to everything, every message that maybe you get in social media or every email. Distractions are a confidence destroyer. They really, really are. And so that really has an impact on your words and your conversations more than you know. It really, really does. And that's really going to help you, because if you're getting caught up in distractions, you're going to end up thinking the wrong thoughts. It's going to come out through your language and your words. I promise you. Pay attention. And you'll see yourself do it. And if you're not doing that, great. But if you are, you can improve it. Don't get caught up in negative stories of the world, like on the news and social media and rants. And don't get caught up in discussions and of things where you're gonna, get seduced in using language that's just not good for you to be using, and the words that are holding you back. You don't want to keep repeating those, and those coming out through your communication. Speak in solution-oriented terms, no victim speech with anybody at all. Like, you have to speak in a solution-oriented mindset. If you have a fear you're sharing with somebody, say, I have this fear, I'm going to take responsibility for it, I'm going to solve it, I'm going to resolve it, and I'm going to move on. So whatever issue you have, state it, and then say, I'm going to take responsibility for it, and I'm going to overcome it. It's perfectly okay to tell people you're not okay. It's okay to not be okay about something and discuss things, but you have to be in that mindset of you're going to take responsibility for it, and be a solution-oriented person. The next step is setting boundaries with yourself on how you speak to others. because how you speak to others truly fuels every part of your being. And it truly impacts your beliefs and your confidence, not just because you're in a bad mood. Just because you're in a bad mood doesn't mean you have to speak like a victim to others and yourself. I truly believe that if you start to work on these communication skills and be mindful of the words you are using, you can and will shape your life, impact your health and your mental health and your well-being. It can grow or it can destroy your business. I mean, it can really make a really huge difference in your life. And work on eliminating negative words like I can't, instead of say I can, I will, I am, or I would like. I mean, and if you can't do something, I mean, a lot of people just say that they can't because that's just what automatically comes up. So I'm just going to say, replace it with I can, I will, I would like, I desire, I'm in the process, and change the I want to I desire or I would like that. Get rid of the word need or should. I'm sure some of you guys have heard this. I really focus on not saying need or should, but get rid of need or should. And I like using the word require instead of need and should. This, you say, I need to do this, or I should do this. Say, this requires me to. It's just so much more powerful and solution oriented instead of coming from a place of indecisiveness or a lack of confidence. So in order for me to achieve this goal, it's going to require me, instead of in order to achieve this goal, I need to do this or I should do this. Do you see what I'm saying? So your language does matter. It really does. And there's just so much lack tied to those words, if you know what I mean. So eliminate them. Another thing is look up your words. Look up your words and know your words. The most important and powerful course I ever took was learning how to learn, and it was really taught you how to look up your words, the meaning, the way, the energy of your words really matters. So look up your words, know and learn the true meaning of the words that you're using to speak to yourself and others. Know the meaning because it matters. Like I said, affirmation, scripture, wisdom, quotes, personal development, let go of the judgment. Look up that book, Chad Hemsletter. What you say when you talk to yourself truly matters. Again, that book, Psycho-Cybernetics, is a great way. I'm sure there's a lot of books out there that are great to teach you about the power of your words. But this is a powerful topic to me because, in business and life and relationships, I truly want to honor people through my communication in every way. I truly honor you for coming to listen to this podcast today. I hope you got some value from it, and I hope it helped you realize the power of your words, the power of the dialogue and the conversations with yourself. Look at, if you can really look and say, hey, I'm not, I could do better. Look at how it possibly could be affecting your life, and look in the area of your lives where you're not doing so great and say, how am I communicating about those areas of my life that I'm not doing really well in? It will all come back to you. It all is you. You are the creator. No one else in your life is responsible for you but you, and the way you talk and the way you communicate. You cannot control other people and what they say to you and how the words that they use towards you, but you can let them know how you feel and make them aware of it, but ultimately you don't have any control of it. Trust me, I wish I did, because sometimes people say some of the most interesting things, and they can say hurtful things too, and they can say things that don't help you help them and in business and in every area. And so communication, the words, is really important. Use your words to make a difference in the long run. Don't, I think and my perspective is very long term instead of short term. I like speaking and thinking in long term. I value communication. I hope that you do too. And if you don't, I hope that this makes you value it a little bit more. Thank you again for just stopping by to listen to this. If you feel like it can